Good morning, everyone. I see many of you are coming in. So nice to have you guys here today for a morning webinar, a Wednesday morning webinar. I'm just going to give a few more minutes for the rest of the people to join. I'm currently having this live webinar in the Xero office. Our office is located at Chinatown MRT, so it's at Cross Street Exchange. So it's very great to be here in the CBD. I'm sure it's also near maybe quite a few of your offices as well. I have met a few of you guys at your offices and they were just like a 5-minute walk away from our office. So that is great. But really so happy to have you guys here today. I'll just give another minute for the people to join the webinar, for the rest of the people to join. But yeah, my name is Shane. I may or may not have met you guys before. I am actually a partner consultant here at Xero. And maybe you have met a few of my colleagues before. Maybe you have met Ananya, Clemens. Maybe they have dropped by your office. But okay. It's 10:32 and I will kickstart this webinar. I really hope that you guys enjoy it today. So good morning, everyone again. Hope everyone is having a great Wednesday morning. Thank you so much for joining this webinar today. I believe most of you here are accounting and bookkeeping practitioners, small business owners, or everyone else who, I don't know, may potentially be my friends or strangers whom I hope to one day be friends with you guys. I really hope to meet you all in person. But again, my name is Shane and I'm a partner consultant here at Xero. And before joining as a partner consultant, I was previously a corporate tax consultant at a Big Four firm in Singapore. And so I have supported multiple clients and teams in their annual corporate tax filings with the Inland Revenue Authority of Singapore. And so bringing on this knowledge with me, what I do here at Xero is to help accounting and bookkeeping practices analyze their accounting workflows and present to you an implementation plan on how you can take your services to the next level by incorporating cloud technology like Xero into your daily life. So I'm sure many of you here have come into some form of contact with handling money, whether it was hard cash or online payments. Well, here's a fun fact. When I was about 11 years old, I used to help my dad do bookkeeping for our household finances as a way for me to, earn some extra pocket money. I wanted to buy things on my own and I wanted to see how I could, be an entrepreneur in the household. So this was actually how I got into accounting in the first place. So that involved my dad actually passing me a box full of receipts every week, some A4 blank paper, glue, calculator, and pen. And my task was actually to stick these receipts one by one onto the A4 papers in chronological order by date using the glue. So after that, I would use a calculator and I'll manually type in all the totals of each receipt, start on that paper, and then calculate the grand total of the receipt, and then I write it down. But then I encountered so many problems. Apart from being young, 11 years old, I was actually keying in the numbers in the calculator wrongly. I never see properly. I just press. And then I stuck down the receipts with glue, realizing that actually the receipts were not stuck in chronological order. They were actually like, I saw the date wrong, I saw the year wrong, I saw the month wrong, I saw everything wrong. So actually I ended up sticking it all wrongly. And then I also accidentally spilled water all over the paper. The ink from the receipt was running and then I was unable to read what was on the receipt. So I was like, I did such a bad job at managing these household finances. But thankfully, my parents were so gracious enough to look past these mistakes and still give me my pocket money and actually more. And so thank you, parents. Thank you so much. But you must be wondering where I'm going with all of this. So basically, I just wanted you guys and also put the question out there, right? What has your experience being accounting and bookkeeping practitioner looked like? You know, I'm sure that there have been many days where maybe you have found yourselves in situations where it has been challenging. So for example, maybe you have invoices and bills flying around everywhere in your office. You have spreadsheet formulas in your Excel sheets that are simply not working. Your VLOOKUP keeps coming back with errors and we don't know why. Sometimes I also don't know why. No worries about that. You also have maybe not enough storage space for the endless amount of files and documents you have in the office, because maybe you keep hard copy in binders and there's so many binders in the office. And that also brings about the concern about data privacy, right? What if you lose a file, a physical file? What if someone steals a file? The confidentiality of your client will be compromised. So today, right, I actually wanted to show you what automation and technology can do for you and how Xero can make that dream a reality so that you can do the best work of your lives. So the agenda for today's webinar will not be a long one. So don't worry about that. I'll give you back your time. But our agenda would be for me to bring you through some of the tools that can help you solve for challenges that I had mentioned previously. So we're going to actually look at how you can get invoices paid faster, how you can manage your bills and receipts, how to get visibility into your cash flow, into your bank accounts, a brief introduction into our Xero App Store, and how we can actually learn more. Okay, first up on the agenda, how can we get our invoices paid faster? We will look at how you can get money from customers quickly, improve your cash flow, and simply doing all this by making use of some time-saving and intuitive tools when managing your invoices. So what we are trying to do here, as an accountant, I'm sure we all love our journal entries. So I just wanted to bring that into our presentation today. So when we are raising an invoice in Xero, what Xero is trying to do is actually to post this journal entry in the backend system without you having to manually input anything. And therefore, all we need to do is actually raise an invoice with the amounts we already have on hand, which is the amount you are charging your customer and the GST if applicable. This means we are creating an invoice with the figures $93 and $7 and telling the system which account codes these figures should be posted in, and Xero will make sure that the double entry is correctly posted accordingly. So you don't need to worry of what the system is doing, whether your reports will be in order. Xero will make sure that everything is accurately posted. So I just wanted to show you the back end of what Xero is doing. So let's actually take a look at Xero itself. Okay, I have now shown you a screen of the dashboard. So I am using a demo company for the webinar purposes today. If you are practice, this company would actually be the name of your client. If you are a small business owner, this would be the name of your own company. So I'm going to go into our invoices today, and we're going to take a look at how we can actually make invoicing a lot easier, because I have had partners that face a lot of administrative challenges because they have a lot of clients, but then they also have a lot of documents and they're all hard copy. So I wanted to show them how they can actually start to create, issue, and track invoices all in the cloud, and to do away with all the hard copies. Like, we don't want to do with that anymore. And so I'm going to show you what we can do in Xero so that we can actually bring everything into the cloud and save us some time. So I'm just going to open up a draft invoice, and I'm just going to show you some features and some hacks in our invoicing system. So this means you are ready to kickstart your online invoicing habits and patterns and practices. So in here, what I love is our contact details. So the customer that we are trying to send the invoice to, right? I'm trying to send this invoice to Bayside Club, and something so cool about Xero is that when you hover over the name, we can see all the contact details of this client. So we can see the name, email, address, phone number, and how much they owe you. Of all the invoices that you've issued to them, how much they haven't paid you back. So you can see here it's $238. And all this information has been inputted into your contacts master list at the top. That means that Xero will always pull in existing data and consolidate them in a nice fashion for you so that you can easily see what you need to see. So we have that. We can also add items into our invoices really quickly. You don't even need to type anything anymore. All you need to do is create a product master list similar to your contact list with all the products and services you sell. And once you have that, right, all you need to do is click one button and select the item that you want to invoice your customer for. Simple as that. You can also add an item from your previous invoice into your current invoice, because maybe this customer always likes to buy the same thing. You can simply add last items and it will populate it for you accordingly. In this case, it was the same book. So this is actually how you make invoicing a lot quicker. Everything was done by a simple click of a button. And you can also put in discounts very easily. Let's say you want to give a 20% discount, simply type it in, and there you have it. Xero will calculate it for you automatically. And now, let's say I want to send out this invoice. I'm going to click approve. And I want to see what this invoice will look like to my customer. So what I can do is actually see a preview of what this invoice will look like. And you notice that all the information will be accurate because Xero is pulling the same data from your master list. And therefore, you do not need to retype anything. You can even customize your branding, put in your logo, and this will always be there. And there you can see, you can check that all the items are correct and that the amount is also correct. And you can also see what it will look like on a mobile device. So that is very handy. Once everything is in order, you can actually click email and send this invoice as an attachment to your customer. And you can even send one to yourself. And you can see that this standardized email will be sent alongside the attachment. And you do not need to retype anything, redraft any email, or update any numbers, client names, emails. Everything is done for you. All you need to do is click one button, click send, and it's done. But let's say your client calls you back after you sent this invoice and says, hey, I think you actually charged me twice for the same book. Like, I only want one book, not two. So what we can do, right? Because we are working in the cloud, we can actually make changes to the existing invoice by simply clicking edit, making the change, and clicking update. And there you have it. The invoice has been updated, and you can go ahead and send this out to your client once again with the updated details. You can, feel free to customize the email and say, hey, I made the change, so sorry about that. Click send and it will go. And the amazing thing about this is that Xero keeps an audit trail. So let's say if auditors were to come in, right, there's always an audit trail of what happened to a specific document. So you can see when the invoice was created, when it was approved, and when it was edited, and you can see who did it. So you can always look back on what has happened to this one invoice, and this would be a good reference internally as well. Another very cool feature that I wanted to quickly show you is that we can actually create client groups. What this means is that we can put a few customers of maybe some common interest or some common industry together. In this case, I've created one called training customers. This means that we can actually send one invoice to all of these 9 customers, and it will be done automatically in a batch. So meaning if I were to create this invoice over here, it will be created as a draft for all 9 customers in a batch. That means you do not need to create the invoice one by one for this group. So this is the cool thing about contact groups. And another thing that you might want to look at is that, sometimes you have clients that have recurring services or products that they sell to a customer every 6 months, for example, and therefore the product or service is something recurring and predictable. And you can actually create a repeating invoice. So by creating a repeating invoice, you can actually send out the same invoice to a customer in recurring intervals with specified products and services. And you can even put a date to tell the system when to stop sending these invoices. And that will save you so much time and reduce your admin tasks, because now you don't need to keep track of such invoices separately, because you have a system that will automatically execute the sending of the invoice for you. And this makes it a foolproof way to manage your invoices and ensure that you're always getting paid. So over here, we can see that we want this invoice to be sent every 1 month. We can set the due date, maybe the 30th of the following month, and even put the end date. That means when we want the invoice to stop being sent. Fill in the details as per usual. Also select what action you want the invoice to do upon clicking save. So once you click save on that day of that month, the invoice will be saved as a draft or approved for sending. So this is up to you as well. So it is very flexible. And on the topic of getting paid, right, we will always want to make sure that we closely follow up with our customers on invoices that are almost due or past due. So I wanted to show you this other feature called invoice reminders. We can actually automate our invoice reminders, meaning we can go and chase our clients without actually chasing them. So let me show you what this looks like. Okay, invoice reminders. You don't need to worry about manually keeping track of outstanding invoices anymore, because Xero can do this for you automatically. So you can choose how many days you want to follow up with your client on. Like if you want it to be overdue by 7 days, for which the first invoice reminder is sent, you can do that. You can also choose to be a bit kiasu, do it beforehand. You can choose due in, and it will send the reminder before the invoice is due. And you can choose the intervals at which you want the invoices to be sent. Every 7 days, 14 days, 21 days, these are the intervals that the first reminder, second, and third will be sent. And you can always customize this to your needs. But if after you send out these invoice reminders and your customer still hasn't paid you back for all the outstanding amounts, you can attempt to call them and chase. Or if they were to simply ask you, hey, can you just send me a consolidated statement? Like, just show me all the things that, oh, then I one shot pay you everything. You can very easily do that as well with Xero. So instead of going into all your files and checking like, okay, this customer, how many invoice, check the date, which one is overdue, by how long, and then create an Excel list to consolidate all this data, you can actually send a statement with one click. Okay, I'll show you. Simply click send statements over here. And over here, you can see how much the customer owes you, which customer owes you how much, which customer doesn't owe you. And for those that owe you, you can simply click into their contact name, see how much they owe you, and simply print to PDF or email it to them with simply one click of a button. Minimal work required. Your money gets paid faster. You don't need to go and check how much they owe me, because everything is here for you. And there's no errors involved because everything is automated. So this is actually something very cool about our invoicing feature. So it's time to get on board. It's time to bring all your invoicing online, soft copy, no more hard copy. We are ahead of that. So I'm here to actually make things easier for you. So I really hope that maybe this is something you can take on in your practice or in your daily life if you're running a small business. Okay, moving on. Managing your bills. So we will look at how you can manage all your bills in the cloud. And that means saying goodbye to your paper receipts and saving time processing these bills. Again, I like to show you guys the journal entry. So when we are uploading a bill onto Xero, what Xero is trying to do is actually to post this journal entry in the backend system without manual input. And therefore, all we need to do is actually key in the details of a bill with the amounts we already have on hand, which is the amount you need to pay to your supplier and the GST if applicable. This means we are creating a bill with the figures $93 and $7 and telling the system which account codes these figures should be posted in, and Xero will make sure that the double entry is correctly posted. So there are many ways we can enter a bill into Xero, right? One is to manually input it into our bills module, similar to what we did with our invoices. And the second out of the three ways is actually to send a bill to a Xero email. So do you know how sometimes when we want to upload a receipt or a photo into our computer, right, but it's hard copy, we will actually just take a picture of the receipt using our phone, email that picture to ourselves, open your computer, go into your email, find the email, download that receipt, and afterwards you will send or upload that picture or receipt to whichever platform you need it on. And how long does this take? Quite a while, right? Sometimes the connection is slow and this actually takes longer. But now we are able to cut down these into 2 steps only. From 4 become 2 steps, such that all you need to do is go into your email, find that email with the attachment, email it to this address that you see here, which can be found in your bills module in Xero. And then Xero will attempt to read and extract the information in the bill, such as the supplier name, reference number, amounts, and taxes, and populate those fields in the system with this information accordingly. So all you need to do is actually just send the email to this email, and then Xero will do the rest. All you need to do is just check that everything is in order. So very cool feature. And the third way of uploading bills onto Xero that I wanted to talk about is HubDoc. And I'm not sure if many of you have used HubDoc, but HubDoc is Xero's data capture tool for bills and other documents, and it comes free with every Xero Business Edition account. So if you are currently on Ledgers, you might want to reconsider and upgrade your plan to a Business Edition and get HubDoc for free. And it is a simple way that you can quickly extract information from your bills and to populate them into the system without much user interference. So those who have been in the industry for a while will be familiar with the concept of shoebox accounting. Literally, it means your clients bring you a box full of receipts in a shoebox, and then they give it to you. And then they ask you to, okay, yeah, thanks for your work, thanks for your help. Don't know what to do with it. And so we believe that all this shoebox accounting belongs firmly in the past, and especially when amazing tools like HubDoc can actually automatically extract information from receipts and bills and then process it directly into Xero, like how easy it is to have everything in one place. So with HubDoc, your accounts payable should actually look this easy, right? First thing, upload a bill, paid or unpaid, into HubDoc. You can either upload it from your computer, take a photo using the HubDoc app, or email it to a unique forwarding address. So similar to what I mentioned just now, there is a unique address in HubDoc as well. And all the data such as supplier name, invoice number, date, and amount are all automatically extracted from the document using OCR technology, optical character recognition. The extracted data is then automatically pushed or published into your Xero system, where you can simply reconcile it with a single click. So now I'm just going to show you a quick video of HubDoc. And over here, you have a scanner. So this scanner is actually scanning all its receipts and pushing it into your computer. So this is actually a special scanner made for receipts, yes. So it's scanning. And now in HubDoc, you can actually upload those scanned receipts into HubDoc. You can either send it to the email or you can also use the mobile app. But for now, we are just going to upload it since it's already scanned into our computer. So let it process. And once it's in, right, you can see the bills are popping up, and HubDoc is actually attempting to read these bills right now. And actually, once it's done reading, you can actually simply click publish and it will go into your system under your bills page. So very easy and very quick. Okay, how's everyone doing? I hope I'm not too fast. I hope everything is okay. You can take a quick coffee, a sip of coffee, and then I'll quickly move on so that I can give you back your time. But we are going into our cash flow now. So we will look at how you can manage your clients' bank accounts by having direct and secure access to their bank statements and connecting directly into the accounting system. So imagine this, right? You do not need to log into your internet banking anymore. You do not need to extract the daily or monthly statement, print to PDF, print out in hard copy. You can actually see your daily bank statement inside Xero every single day, and it's always updated and accurate. So we partnered with a few major banks in Asia, as well as a few payment providers to offer you a seamless all-in-one data flow into your accounting system. So you can see we partner with a few of the major banks in Singapore, DBS, HSBC, OCBC, UOB, and the rest of Asia also do have these partnerships. So we are trying to get our bank statement data flowing through software automatically, accurately, and daily, so that you do not need to go and get it yourself. You do not need to print it out in hard copy, because we have a very amazing, revolutionary feature called bank reconciliation. Anyone here ever experienced some form of pain when you're doing your bank recon? I know I have. You know what I used to do is I'll manually print out the bank statement from the banking portal, and then I will find my box full of receipts and invoices, and then I'll do the ticking method with a pencil. I'm not sure if any of you have done that, but I will check each bank statement line item that I printed out, and then dig and find the corresponding invoice or bill, and then put a tick on the bank statement once I find that corresponding invoice or bill. And that really does take a lot of time, especially when you need it daily or monthly, just so that you can ensure everything is reconciled. So I wanted to quickly cover the bank reconciliation feature, which we have in the system that actually saves us so much time. So really, by connecting your system to our direct bank feeds, you will have your bank statement data being fed into Xero on a daily basis. You will see the statement pop up on the left-hand side and separated into individual lines, like what you see in this image here. And on the right, we have all our invoices or bills from the system displayed. So what Xero is trying to do, right, is to use machine learning to actually attempt to match the bank statement line item on the left to a possible invoice or bill on the right-hand side that is directly from the system. So you don't need to go and find it yourself. Xero will propose the answer for you. And after they suggest a match, it will be highlighted in green. All you need to do is click OK. And if there are bank statement line items that do not match any invoice or bill in the system, or you cannot find the invoice or bill, maybe because it was not posted in, you can also create an invoice or bill directly on the same page on the right-hand side. So it's actually such a great function, such a great feature that will save you so much time. And also there's a lot of data privacy and security involved, because Xero itself is protected with world-class cybersecurity infrastructure. So now I actually wanted to ask you guys to have a moment to think about your own business as well as your clients. So let's think about, after I said so many things, right? Maybe you took away some features, maybe you didn't, but I wanted you guys to, I guess, just reflect and think, what are the manual processes that are taking up most of your time? And where does information get held up between you and your clients? Where do you find inaccuracies and discrepancies in your client's data when it comes to your month end, your year end? And hopefully what we covered today may include some solutions to your pain points. And you can also think about which of the tools I mentioned just now, or maybe I did not mention that you are aware of already, that is most important to you or your clients right now. We want to think about our long-term business value, right? The service we can keep providing our clients. And to be able to reach there, we need to maybe start making some changes now, so that in the 5-year long-term plan, we are able to service the amount of clients that are available. We want to be able to keep up with the times. And moving on from that, I just wanted to briefly talk about our ecosystem partners in our Xero App Store. So our Xero App Store, you can see that what we have in Xero is is like some basic features that are already built in, but we also know that maybe Xero can't do everything that you need according to your industry. So while we focus on making accounting beautiful and fun, we rely on all our other amazing small business softwares to do what they do best. So the Xero App Store is a one-stop shop for over 1,000 amazing tech companies and financial institutions that all integrate directly with Xero. We have made our Xero API open access and easy to connect with to encourage data automation between these other products and Xero. So for example, things like HR Easily, the red icon on the top right, it is a human resources management platform for payroll, staff management, claims, leave, time and attendance, rostering and scheduling. So if you do need that, you can always purchase this as an add-on into your Xero system. Maybe you have some clients with very complex reporting. You can look at Spotlight Reporting, blue icon on the left, bottom left. It offers a great range of comprehensive performance reports, full three-way forecasting, customizable dashboards, and advanced consolidated reports for multi-entity businesses and franchises. Basically, your consolidation if you do need it. And so, everything sounds very interesting, right? And maybe you want to find out more, but you're asking, where do I go to find out more about Xero? I want to know. You can check out Xero Central. Xero Central is a place, a one-stop shop with all the articles that you need, all the webinars, the discussion threads that you need to get your answers, to get your questions answered. All you need to do is to head into Xero.com, click the question mark icon on the top right, type in your question, and a list of articles will pop up for you. You can also type Xero Central into your Google search bar, and it will be the first link you see. So with that, I've almost come to the end of my webinar, and we would love to hear from you on any feedback that you have or anything you'd like to hear more of in the future. We can definitely plan for those webinars. So before you go, I would love if you could simply scan this QR code so that we can plan future webinars according to what you guys want to hear and hear some feedback and here's anything that you guys want to say. So I'll give you a second or two to scan this. Okay, you guys might have already scanned it. Thank you so much for scanning it. And that actually brings us to the end of the webinar. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoy the rest of the day. And do look out for other partner consultants who will be hosting webinars in the upcoming weeks that will shed light on technology and clients in the accounting industry. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to your account managers or feel free to connect with us on LinkedIn. I'm going to go now, but really feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn. I would love to meet you. And I really hope that you have a fantastic day and an upcoming week ahead. And yeah, I'll see you guys again. Bye, everyone.